Good afternoon. This is Black Spock. Today is the 17th of May, uh, 2026. And, I reached a milestone the other day of 3,000 victories. So I just wanted to celebrate it a little bit. If I don't celebrate my own stuff, who the hell else is? So I hope you can see it on the screen. Let me know if the font is big. I suspect it's a little too small, but it says 3,001 games won, 395 drawn, 280, 2,866 lost. So that's my record since 2014 all time, and this is for the daily games, which the minimum is 1 day per move, but I generally play them an average of 3 days per move or more. So, but mostly most all of them, 90% of them, are three days per move. Sometimes I'll join a tournament, and they'll have you doing 14 days per move. But that doesn't mean you have to wait all 14 days. You have 14 days in which to make the move. So I thought I'd start out by showing you how the victory that was the 3,000 victories, and turns out that this particular game with Vodchik. Let's see it load up a little bit. His name is Vodkachik. Vodkachik. Now, he's not a very highly ranked player, but these days everybody's improved so much that their rankings are kind of antiquated in my opinion. So, and he played very well, even though. So there's a game review, but let's just go over the game ourselves. He started with 1e4. When you're beginning the game, let me just show you the ending of the game, because that's where to show you. It ended with two rooks, 4 pawns by me, and 2 pawns. So the reason why I wanted to show you that is because the other video was showing you. Remember to think of the game as a composition, and usually in a composition you already know the ending, or you have an idea what the ending is going to be. So in this case, most likely the endings in many chess games are going to be some kind of rook king versus rook king ending, with a few extra pawns. And in this case, I had 2 rooks, he had 1 rook, so I ended up with a checkmate. So we see how we got there. So he opened up with the e4, and beginning of the game for the beginners, for anyone, remember that one of the things that you want to think about is, are there any checks, threats, or captures? So in this case, you're opening the center with e4, and you're attacking this square. The pawn is attacking this empty square. That's f5 and d5. So now one of the better responses is to respond in kind with e5, but I don't enjoy playing e5 that much. I play c5, which is the Sicilian defense, but it accomplishes the same thing. It attacks the center, although from the side, and this particular pawn is attacking the b4 square, and it's attacking the d4 square. So it's still doing its function, its job. Usually opponents like to play knight f3 or even knight c3, but he chose c3, which is the Alapin variation. They call it here the Alapin Sicilian defense. So I know in this case he's already blocked in his knight, so he'll either have to go to knight to a3, which is not a great thing to do, but that's good for us. He won't be able to develop it right away. So now we take the opportunity to attack the d4 pawn. Now he could move it another square, which he did do in the next move, and we can move it to knight to d5. E5, and we went to d5 to get out the way. Normally they wouldn't waste a move by moving the e pawn again. They would try and develop a knight. You always want to try to develop your knights, your bishops. Those are your fighting pieces, and you try to get them out of the game, out of the gate at the beginning. He didn't do that, so. Oh, and by the way, again, with each move, make sure think of any checks, threats, or captures. And in this case, when let's say before I opened to c5, he went to c3. Right. So are there any checks, threats, or captures? No. So he decided to open up with c3, which is the Alapin variation. So on my move, I'm looking to see if there are any checks, threats, or captures. There's no checks, no immediate checks on my king. There are no checks coming out from any direction. There aren't any captures at the moment. So I move to knight f6. And we do keep doing this every move until it's automatic, that you don't have to think about that anymore. But so in his case, he's thinking the same thing: threats, checks, or captures. Okay. Now he's going to make a threat, or he's trying to make a capture. So move his pawn to e5, threatening the knight f6, and I see that, so I move it to knight to d5. Now that he's moved it out of the way, he could develop his other knight or his bishop, but he chose to go d4, forming a pawn chain. You see this pawn chain on the dark squares, and it means you're going to try and open your attack on these diagonals. The queen to the h5, the bishop to a g5. What seems to be the general area of your attack. And now I try to break up his chain pawn by taking his d4 pawn, and he responds by taking it back, and I respond with d6. This looks like the beginning of the Alekhine defense, which is similar, but what happens with the Alekhine is he starts with e4, I play knight f6, he goes to e5, I go to d5, he starts the pawn chain with d4, and go to d6. So I thought that was interesting that it kind of converts in this position, and we have, let me see, exactly the same position down this way. So it's a Alekhine kind of delayed. Now he starts off with f4, and Alekhine you can do that as well. Not sure which grandmaster thought of that. I'm sure there is one. But in this position, there's no theory for this. So we'll do the Alekhine at some other point in another video. If anybody has questions about the Alekhine defense and the offense that goes against it. After he moved to f4, there are no threats. There is a threat of a check by bishop to b5 against the king. I could play a6 to block it, but at the same time I'd like to develop my other knight as soon as possible. So even if he were to move this, it's still protected by the pawn, and I'd have my pawns closer to the center anyway, so it's not that much a concern. Besides which, I'm attacking this d pawn. haven't created any. Is there a night post for the outpost for the knight? No, nothing yet. That's another pattern to look for. Outposts for your pieces. Okay, let's go back. F4, knight C6. Finally develops another piece, knight F3. And because he developed his knight at F3, I'm going to get my other bishop out of the game, out of the gate, and put a kind of a pin on his queen. So I attack his knight. What does he do to defend against it? He pushes the bishop to E2. I'm not worried about his next move being H3 because I'm going to take his knight anyway. So I take the opportunity to give my bishop a chance to get out. So I play E6. At this point, you can see that he's getting ready to castle. I'm also trying to get ready to castle, but I'm a step behind in that. Although he has 2 pieces developed, I have 3 pieces developed. So in that sense, we're kind of even in terms of development. He does castle. I play bishop to E7. At this point, so he's got this pawn chain. I don't think there's is there a name for it? I don't think so. A lot to think about. Hey, chess is hard. There's a lot going on, and it takes a while too. But one step at a time. When we're getting ready to castle, he's already castled. He develops his next piece, bishop to D2. I thought about, at this point, I'm trying to attack this pawn, so I push my bishop out to queen B6. Now we've got 2 attackers against his 1 attacker, and at the same time, I'm getting rid of the defense of this pawn. So he has to think about that. I've given him plenty to think about. And I'm getting ready to castle. So let's see what his next move is. He pushes back his bishop back to the starting gate. So he loses a turn. I think that's a mistake. He should have considered. Well, now that I think about it. Well, okay, I can see now why he did that. His queen was protecting his pawn, so he moves it back to C1. Okay, but he forgot about this knight. So I take away his knight. So he only has the queen defending this pawn. He has to take back. And now his bishop is attacking my knight, but it's protected by this pawn here. And this gives me a chance to put him in check. And I win a pawn through this exchange. He's going to have to defend it. I'm going to take it back. And he takes my knight. And I end up with plus a pawn in this position. Now, yes, I have the doubled pawns here, but I'm up a pawn, so I'll take this disadvantage for being up a pawn. And plus, I'm attacking his pawn in this pawn chain, so I can untangle myself. I'm also getting ready to castle. Unfortunately, it turns out I won't be able to castle in this game because I don't have anything defending the bishop except for the king. And if I were to castle, there's no protection for the bishop. So he takes my pawn. What do? I take his pawn back, and he's gonna put me in check. And I decide to put the bishop. I don't want to move the king because if I move the king, I wouldn't be able to castle. So I try to put the bishop in front of his rook as a protection for the king, and maybe I can get a chance to castle. I don't think my opponent will let me. He decides to finally develop his knight, but to A3. I guess he's eyeing the B5 square, and he wants to go to c7, which will fork my king and rook. I still want a castle before he does that. I went to f5 in case he continues to push his rook. I didn't want him to be able to move his rook, his pawn forward. I don't know why I said rook. I'm thinking about the castle, that's why. Alright, so next move. He develops this bishop, okay. And he's thinking about this b4 square. But other than that, I'm not sure why he didn't try to get his... Well, he can't. Yes, my knight is blocking his ability to get his knight to b5. So I guess his only was to develop his bishop, I suppose. Alright. Now, I have this square. He can't move his knight because his knight is still protecting the c2 square, which prevents me from jumping into that square and doubling and getting a royal fork on his two rooks. So that'd be nice. You see, nice fork, but his knight is protecting it, so I'm not moving it to that. Instead, I move to king 7 because I realize I can't. I get the king towards the middle of the game. You're going to try and get your king to the center of the board. The king can only move one square at a time, but if you get it in the center, it makes it easier to get into the game and in control of some of the squares. He develops his rook. He gets a nice empty file for the rook. I match him. If he wants to trade rooks, fine. And then he attacks my knight, forcing me to move my knight. I can move it to e6. I can move it to c6. I think I'll move it to c6. It's protected by the pawn, and it blocks this knight, rook for the moment. Alright. And now he's still he's attacking this pawn. The bishop is also attacking this pawn. So I have the knight protecting that pawn, and I'm actually going to try and block the bishop, and because now he only has one piece attacking this a7 pawn, and I have my knight, and I can move the rook over. So I'm not in too much danger from that perspective. Okay, rook e, he attacks the center, that's good. And each time that you make a move, yes, you're thinking checks, threats, and captures. Always try to remember that as you play your games. I know there's a lot to think about, but keep that in mind as you're playing the game. Now, as I said, there's a threat of the rook taking this pawn, so I move the king over to protect the pawn. He moves back to knight c3, attacking this. Now the pawn is attacked twice, and I can take my rook from the h square and protect it. So it's being protected twice. The king and my rook against his rook and knight. Alright, next. Okay, he pushes back. Oh, he's going to move his rook over to attack my king, to put my king in check. But I decided I can, in the meantime, attack his bishop, and if he does move his rook over, I can always slide the king over to f6, parrying the attack. In the meantime, getting attack on his bishop. So he'll have to decide what's more important, his bishop keeping his bishop or my pawn. Okay, he decides to. I figured that was what he was going to do anyway. So I move over my king to f6. Now I think I'm going to trade bishops. Before he realizes that I want to do that, so he moves his rook to protect it. I can then attack his rook, knight to d4. He takes away the knight. I take away the bishop. I put him in check, and I'm attacking his knight as well. He moves his king away from the check to king f1. I move up my pawns because I don't want him to get to this unprotected square, formerly unprotected. So now that square is protected. He can't move over there unless he wants it taken by the pawn. Let me see. Now he moves over his rook to get a nice battery. Recognize this pattern. You have two rooks behind each other. Good battering ram. So his knight is overly protected because his pawn is also protecting that knight. I only have two pieces attacking his knight. But I can undermine the battery by attacking this rook on the back rank, which I do. And now he moves the rook away, and now he's attacking my bishop. I can also take his pawn, which I do. That was also the result. Sorry, let's go back a little bit. I forgot to mention his pawn was not being protected by anything, so I attacked two pieces at the same time. Notice they're on the same dark square, so this makes the bishop very effective when you get it in the middle of the board. So yeah, so you have to decide. Well, it's more valuable in this case to move the rook away, which he did, and that gained me another pawn. So I'm up 2 pawns. I think in this position black is winning because I have the lead in pawns. I have 2 pawns closer to his side of the board. My pawns are blocking the path of his knight. He can't really go anywhere. It's protecting the e4 square right here, both pawns, so he can't move his pieces into that, into attack. He can move his rook over to make another battery ram to go here, but I can protect it by moving my rook to e7 to protect against the battery ram, which is what he did. And yes, I can also, I forgot, I moved up the rook to also protect. I guess I didn't want to lose any and trade for any rooks, so I did it this way, while also protecting this pawn. So that was the reason why this rook move is better than moving it to e7, because it doesn't, nothing is protecting this pawn. So when you make moves, try to protect as many pieces as possible, defend as many pieces as possible. But it makes the piece that's doing that is also working a lot. So you want to coordinate your pieces so that each piece is not doing that much work. Let's see. Alright, he tries to move his king towards the center. That's good. I move my pawns up. Here's another pawn chain. This time it's on the light squares, and it's I have a 1 pawn chain, 1 isolated pawn, and these 2, I guess you could call it a chain if you want, although it's not. There are 2 pawns, neighboring pawns, let's put it that way, ready to defend or attack. Let's see. He moves his king to the center. I get my bishop away by going back to h6, and I keep the bishop in this diagonal in case he moves his rook by mistake. I can get ready to take it. But mostly I wanted to also get away from these pawns when they advance, you have to also envision if he were to move his pawns up, you need your bishop. Make sure your bishop has escape squares as well. Alright, he finally takes my pawn. I guess that's if I were to take his knight, he can put me in check, which is what happened. But I didn't really think too much of that. I appreciated the extra piece, so I moved my king to g5. Now he doesn't. Now if he would move his pawn to h4, I can simply take it, so I'm not worried about that either. They didn't really have his pieces in position. Oh, he did do that. Okay, in the game. All right. Well, I took, and he took another my pawn, so I'm still up 4, as I have 2 rooks and a bishop to his 2 rooks. I put him in check. He defended by moving the king away. That allowed me to move my final into position. Now he should defend that check against me. He can either move the king back, or he can defend. In this case, I still win the trade because I'm up a piece. What did he do? I guess he moved to g1. I don't know why he moved to g1. Okay. That allowed me to put his king in check and threaten his rook. He's going to lose a rook this way. I can take this, and that's how he had 2 rooks to his 1 rook, and that's how it. Yeah. He moves his king up, and I doubled up the rooks. Okay. I'm sorry if going on memory. Alright. Alright. I guess he really had no. Let's go back a little bit. He was better off moving his. Let's go over here. Moving his rook, not to put it on a dark square. Because remember, I have a dark squared bishop. He has his rook on a dark square, so I guess he wasn't thinking. That was a blunder by him, a mistake. Went too far. Okay, so he goes there, I attack, and that's how he ends up. Okay, again, I don't understand. Oh, he can't move his pawn, and it's on, so it allows me to double up. He moves up his pawn because he realized he has no other moves. He's still going to lose this pawn. I take his pawn, put him in check. He moves over. Now, if I were to move my rook over to check, what will happen is he'll move his king. I can't quite put this rook in the C1 square for check because he'll just take the rook. So I have to move it over, and what happens is we'll just be moving back and forth. So I have to, after this, after he moves his king to h1, I have to move my rook over here so I can get the staircase effect. And he has nowhere to go. What does he do? He puts me in check. I think I hide out g5. The pawn is protecting me from any more of the white's checks. I think he moves one more pawn, and either one, rook to c1, checkmate. And that was my 3,000th win. This is also part of the tournament. So let's check the standings for the tournament. I'm up at the top here. I have 6 victories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still have 2 more games to go. I started another game with Vatchik, I think. Yeah, I played the white piece. Let's wait till this loads. Yeah, e4. So I started with e4, and maybe we'll, when the game ends, we'll put this on video. Hopefully it's a good game. And I also, let me see. So I also defeated the second place person. Let's see the win. Let's see if I can get the. See what it was. Yeah, he was. Oh yeah, that was the game I showed you before. That was also against the Alpin variation. I do very well against the Alpin. Okay. Now, a lot of Sicilian players that I've spoken to said that whenever somebody opens up with the Sicilian variation, it's not as they find it easier to play against. They like playing against it. So, and the more I play the Sicilian defense versus the Alpin variation, I'm also finding it kind of enjoyable, but it takes time. It takes time. So in any case, I'm still in first place. So if I can defeat, I have one more game to play against the second place player. Let's see. We're still in the middle of a game. Let's see. Yeah, it takes a while to load. Okay, we're still in the middle of the game, so there's that. One more thing. I guess I still wanted to show for the beginners. Go over the. Let me see. Where is it? I'm looking for the analysis board. No. I guess Explorer. Okay. Same thing. Okay. The Italian game. It's the oldest game in chess. It's, I guess over 1,000 years old. It's the most played. At one point, it was very popular. I think it's still very popular, but it's the theory for it has gotten really well developed. So it's not so easy to play either side. I think black has the advantage today versus the Italian. But we'll just go over the basics. E4, attacking the center. E5 is the best response. You open up again. Checks, threats, captures. And in this case, there's no threat of checkmate from the black side yet. So you're going to attack the E5 pawn when he's thinking about his next move. Threats, let's flip the board over, see it from the black perspective. Any threats? There's no threat right now. So you're going to protect your E5 pawn. And you developed your knight. Let's switch the board over. Okay, from white's perspective, you still want to follow the guideline of developing your pieces. So bishop c4, threatening to capture the f7 pawn, which is a weak point, and also f2 is a weak point in your. So this is one of those openings where you don't have to play c4. You could have played knight c3, still following the guidelines of developing. There's a guideline of developing your knights before your bishops, because it's easier to find the two best spots for your knights, which is f3, f6, knight c6, and knight c3. So those are the two. And depending on, sometimes the opening Sometimes it might be better to open up with your bishop. But in this case, in the Italian opening, you can open up. It's fine to open up with the 2 knights. Matter of fact, black can do the same. And just to see, this is how, flip the board over, this is how it looks from the black side of the board. I'm going to flip it back because this is... Alright. Again, any threats? Yes. The knight is threatening to capture this pawn, but you have your knight protecting that piece. Also take note that this knight on c6 is threatening to occupy this square d4, but you have your knight on f3 protecting against it, but his pawn is also protecting against the knight going to d4. So just look out for those possibilities. That's what you want. That's the process of using checks, threats, and captures. That's what you want to begin to see. Also note that the bishop, the black bishop, dark squared bishop, can also travel to, when it's his turn, can travel to b4 to threaten to capture the knight, depending on what. So I'm going to open up with bishop to c4, threatening this f7 pawn. Black can do the same. I just wanted to show you what the general moves are. Now you've also opened up this bishop so that you can castle right away as quickly as possible. So now you're going to castle, black is going to castle, and now you open up, move the d pawn to d3, where your dark squared bishop now can be developed. Same thing with black on the black side. So we moved up, and you notice everything is symmetrical. It's a symmetrical opening. He also d6, and you can open up your light squared bishop to go to g4, and still following all the general guidelines. Okay. Okay, we're gonna move 1 pawn, so it's defending this knight. Bishop can do the same, and I want to do one more, queen to e7. Now these are not necessarily the best moves, but I just wanted to show you that they're all following the general guidelines. One of the guidelines is to keep your rooks connected. So see how the rooks are connected here, the rooks are connected here, and so you're following the general guidelines for better. And this game is called Gioco Piano 4 Knights game. So and this is a type of game. This is a kind of a closed game, kind of a mud bowl game. I mean, there are different moves you can do. Move knight to a4, so can black, and so forth and so on. But I just wanted to show you the beginnings of the Italian games and how it's following the guidelines and how you're using the checks, threats, captures to get your plan into action, at least for the beginning of the game. Let me work on some little bit more lighter issue. Let's see if I can do the puzzles. Let me go to the front of the chess game. I'm in a race with those puzzles. I'm at 1,159,021, and I'm in a race with there are two gentlemen ahead of me. Or no, I'm behind one guy. Let's see, the gentleman I'm in the race with, I'm over here. That's kind of fun. Let me see. This is crawling by. Come on. Looking for a gentleman. His blast cap. And he's coming on strong of late. Where is he? There he is. He's got this gentleman behind him. Leo. I play him in 960 chess. So, but blast cap, let's see. Oh, he's at 1,050,96 points. And I'm at 1,150,000. And there's a gentleman who's ahead of me. He's ahead of the entire field, as far as I know. He has 3,723,971 points. So I'm after this guy, but I'm a long ways away. In any case, this puzzle developed by chess.com, it's pretty good. It keeps your eyeballs on a swivel for the whole board. Play the entire board. So now we're trying to find out what it is they want you to do. The queen is going to try to get to G1, and it wants to do a back rank. It's not. Well, it would be a checkmate because the king would have nowhere to go. So, but it's white's turn, and it's looks like an error. I can win a pawn. It says win a pawn, but it looks to me as if I can put my queen here, protected by the knight, for a check. I want a pawn. I don't know. Yep, that's the correct. And also, oh, I see that point. That's good. Now I got 77 points. Beautiful. All right, let's figure out the next puzzle. It's fun to do these puzzles, I find. I want to do show you another, play the 2-minute games. So I'll play 2 of them, but I want to warm up a little bit by doing these puzzles. I can't check. I wanted to go to the E1 square, but it's protected by this bishop. I also would like to go to E4, but it's protected by this queen. Same with this square here. So I can take this pawn, and the king can't take it, and now I can do checkmate. That's good. Oh, I took my headset off. Now I can't hear. Okay. Alright, let's go to the next puzzle. What do they want me to do here? I'm seeing that I can take this knight. The 2 rooks are attacking it. But if I sacrifice this rook, that's what they want me to do. Checkmate. 77. Yes. All right. Good. All right. Let's do another puzzle. Okay. And these are positions you're likely to see in your game, so don't sweat it. Just see the puzzles, put it in your memory bank so that you develop your intuition as well. This queen is attacking this bishop, but it's protected by the knight. Your pawn on A6 is attacking this bishop. Your queen is protecting. See this battery? And let me see. I'm also attacking that rook. At least the pawn that's on the sideline of the rook on A8. Let's see if I can get out. Yes. Okay, he castles. Now I can't take this bishop with the pawn because he'll take my rook. So not good. Not good. But let me see. Do they want me to put the knight in the front? No. No. I'm not quite sure what they want me to do at this point. Oh, I can take the bishop. And it's staring at me in my face. Okay, 25 points. If I'd have done it right away, I would have gotten the 77 points. Alright, one more. And put the king in check. And this is a case. I put him in check, and now he had to take it, and now I can take the queen. Nice, 77 points. Okay. Put the king in check. Let me see. It's knight. Oh yes. If I take this knight, he's gonna take it, but I can put him in. It's a double. Put the king in check and attack the queen, and I take it. Beautiful. Let's do one more puzzle. Now you see, this is the pattern where you have the queen on the F3 square, and it's attacking the F7 pawn. And this time, you have your rook battery. So you want the... Oh, there's also a little complicated because this bishop is kind of in the way. Let me see if it still applies, because again, check. Nope, does not apply. It's a similar pattern, but oh no, they don't want you. Okay, I guess just now take it. Okay, I had it a little backwards. He can't go back because the bishop is an attack, and the king was in check at this point, and the queen didn't have time to capture this bishop. All right, one more. We keep saying one more, but let's do. These are fun. Let's see. We have a wide open. Okay, I think we can put the king in check. Yes. Get the rook, and no, we can't. Okay, 77. All right. It's before we get tired. Let's play one 2 minute and 1 second extra. Let's see if I can get myself to practice thinking and talking to you at the same time. Okay, it's loading. All right, E4, C5, Sicilian defense. D6, take it. If he plays F4, I'm going to play H6. I'm thinking I'm going to play H6 anyways. Okay, he doesn't do that. Oh. Okay. I'm playing H6. Okay, he took it. So be it. Okay. Attack his bishop. Okay, I'm gonna protect my rook a little bit by putting the bishop on the square. Okay, he's playing F7. Let's get rid of the castle. This knight, just watch for that. Okay, he's attacking. Okay, we can push forward, push our pawn forward. He's gonna move the. Oh, he moves it over there. Okay, he protects his knight. Okay, so be it. All right, let's castle. Okay. Guess he's extra protective. All right. see. Check. Okay, move it away. Damn. Okay. Threaten his queen. Okay. Moves it away. Oh, I forgot. Damn. Shit. I haven't touched it. Damn it. Ah, shit, I lost on time. See if I can get a rematch. This guy's not a bad player. It's not, you know, it used to be that anybody ranked 534 in a minute made a lot of mistakes, but these guys don't make, no, he's playing somebody else, but, alright. A new, okay, we're playing Sicilian defense again. Against the Alpin, okay. What are we playing? Knight f6, yeah. Attacking that pawn. Okay, plays d3, okay. Giving me an opportunity to defend, to develop my other piece, my other knight. Okay, he's looking for an outpost. Alright, that's not a little bit unusual. Alright. Not too much time to think. Just do a normal thing. Let's get rid of the castle. Yeah, castle too. Shit. Okay, let's move this knight to the side of the board. Not too much time. Shit. He's got two pieces attacking. I don't want to. I don't have much time. Very smart. Shit. Oh, shit. Ah. Ah. Lose both games on time. Alright, let me see if I can catch one more game and don't lose on time. Fuck, man. I got the white side. Alright, E4. Apparently Caricon. Play our old line. Okay. Well, I guess not. C3. Best to step away. Oh no. Fucked up. Alright. Oof. I got up to 513 today, so even though I lost 2 out of 1. Let's go back a little bit. Shoot. Why did I do that? Okay. Let's just review. Why the load takes a little bit to load, so pardon. Okay. Timeout. Let's go back to the first game. See if we can do that. Pardon me. Oh, okay. Usually I do that by hitting play. Oh, come on. I gotta go to stats. Oh, it's not. No, it's not what I wanted to hit. 513. All right. Sorry. Pardon. I couldn't talk, and it's hard skill to develop. Because when you're talking and your thoughts are going by so quickly, and you lose the train of thought or even the train of where you want to go in order to explain where you've been. So he won on time. Ugh, that bothers me. C5, D6, D4. This is a normal Sicilian defense. Play knives. I'm attacking the pawn, so he responds. I play A6, which is called the knight off defense. A knight off variation of the Sicilian defense. And at this point, he can have a choice of at least 4 bishop moves. Either to go bishop to D3, you can go bishop to G4, C4, or, and that's moving the light square too, so 2 light squared bishop moves that are normal choices for white to make in this position. You can go bishop to G5, that's 1 bishop dark squared move. Bishop E3. Oh, I forgot the other light squared bishop E2. So these 4. These 5 bishop moves. Bishop G5, bishop B3, bishop C4, bishop E3, bishop E2. And sometimes to make not a bishop move, sometimes H3. They're still moving our E pawn. What else should we? Or A4. It's not the most popular move. But in any case, what he chose to do, bishop G5. I don't worry about the attack so much because it's being defended by 2 pawns, so I can move up the pawn to my regular formation. These are 2 strong center pawns in the Sicilian defense. And now, sometimes they play F4. And I can play H6, attacking his bishop. He'll move it back, and I'll play bishop E7. And in this one, where did he go? He went bishop C4. Kind of hate when they mix up the 2, but that's okay. It's kind of okay. At this point, I still attacked his H pawn, make him go backwards, which he didn't do. He chose to take my knight. So I take my queen. I had no choice. This is a little bit different. Castles. I attacked his bishop to push him back a little bit. Let's see, I played bishop e7. I was worried about king on f3, or I wanted to move my knight, but I needed this bishop to protect the knight so I can take it. Because if I develop the knight, you can just take the knight for free. So that's why I did the bishop e7. Bishop e7. He protects this pawn from my bishop. That wasn't the purpose of my bishop move, but so what did I play? Oh, I wanted the castle. He attacks my pawn. Now he does that. That gives me a chance to threaten his knight, and I can also open up d5, which I should have played. In this way, if he tries to take the pawn, I've got it protected by the bishop. But I didn't do that. Again, we're playing in 2-minute, 1-second games, so I remembered I wanted the castle, so we did that. He attacks my pawn and protects this knight from attack. He also moved his knight in position to protect his knight on d4. I have one more knight to develop, and I develop it. Let's see. His next threat is this pawn on b4. If he takes it, I can take it with the knight. He did. But I wanted to take his knight. I should have taken that pawn. Okay. The problem is there's really nowhere I have to go back here. But this is probably better than what I did now. I mean, I took his knight. All he does is take it back, which is what he did. I finally moved d5. He takes it back. And now my choice. See, this pawn is in the way. Otherwise, I would have put my bishop on c5 squared to put a double attack on this knight. But I can't do that. I finally took the pawn I should have taken earlier. And he tries a fancy move by this outpost for the knight, but it's being attacked by the bishop, which is his knight is also attacking my bishop. The problem with this, with taking his knight with the bishop, is that his pawn is slowly coming to my side of the board, and maybe he'll get it to turn it into a queen, which is troublesome. So that's a real troublesome spot. But I found a check. Now he's no longer attacking my bishop. And then he moved his king out the way. I decided to take his knight. Yes, his pawn is coming down. So I attack his queen. Maybe that'll slow down his attack a little bit. What should I have done next? Okay, I try to take that pawn. Now, if aside from attacking his queen, I could have attacked his, taken his pawn on b2, but he has the option of either rook protecting this bishop again, or put the queen behind it, queen b1. I didn't want any of that smoke, so to speak. Alright, so I attacked his queen. He moves in to attack my bishop, and I promptly forget that he's attacking my bishop. Yeah, I was thinking about that damn pawn. But I was also worried about putting my queen out there. I didn't want his being attacked by his rooks. But before attacking that stupid pawn, I should have at least did this. He could have come with this, which is dangerous. I should leave it here. Protected with queen. Can put a battery ram on that. I could stop his pawn by pushing the. He'd have to open. That's a possibility, but that's not what happened. He took my bishop. I took his pawn. He's pushing his pawn, which is the right move. At this point, I try to get out the way. You know what? I should have just taken the pawn. Takes my queen, and I take me. Problem is, he's up a piece because I stupidly allowed his. So. And that's probably better than what I ended up doing, which is going back. So he attacks my rook. I take the pawn, and I run out of time. Let's see what the game review thinks of my position. It's a crappy position I put myself in. Yes, the passed pawn increases. Yes. Started a solid start. I lost it in the middle game, yeah. They ranked me 80th% accuracy, and black was better. This guy played well. What's the blunder? Yeah, that was the blunder. Yeah. The best move was... Right. Okay. It keeps the diagonal open, and it protects against this pawn pushing forward. Now, if he pushes the pawn forward, I can take the pawn. He takes back. Let's see. Let's see what else I can do. I can push the rook in front of the queen, and he has to go back. I can go back here. Let's see if the computer likes that. It's taking a while. Yeah, it says it's excellent. Okay. See, I'm still down. That's why it's at +3, because I'm down material. I'm down a bishop. Yeah, I'm going to pay for losing that bishop, no matter what. Okay, what was the... yeah. A blunder. Alright. Let's see the next game. Okay. 5-13. Okay, that's this next game. Come on, click on it. Okay, let it load a little bit. This is against a... No, did I click on the right thing? Let me just check. Yeah, it says second. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, the second game that I played today, a 2-minute, 1 second game, is against 619. Plus winning the game makes it 625. I lose 7 points, and I go down to 503. It's probably up a little bit higher, but okay. So again, I come up against the Alpin variation. Play c4. No threats, captures, or checks. No checks, threats, captures on the first few moves. But you want to continue thinking about that, so you don't have to think about that the more games you play. But you want to keep that in mind. Now notice, this is the Alpin. He puts it on c3. This blocks his knight from coming out to c3, the optimum square for your knight. So I take advantage. I develop my knight on f6. He doesn't do what the other gentleman, which was push the pawn forward, but he moves to d3. I get d3. Why d3? I'm not really sure about this move. He should have just moved it to d4, I think. Because he's blocking in his bishop. Yes, it opens up the dark squared bishop, but he's blocking in his light squared bishop at the same time. So it's not really following the guidelines. Of course, I lost on time, but if I'd played better. But here I have a choice of developing another piece. So I've developed knight c6. He goes knight to d2. I guess that's again, he wants to get his knight into off the starting gate, and it's possible he wants to get his knight to bishop b3, which would go to d4, get to d4. Different way of getting to d4. Or doubling up the knight here. He puts his knight on f3. And then he could put his other knight on g2. That's a possibility. I'm not familiar with this particular theory as far as this particular combination of moves. So I try to open up space for my dark squared bishop so I can castle quickly. He opens up his knight to g3. I protect my c5 pawn with the d6. I have my knight c6 knight looking at some point to get into this outpost, because you have this pawn protecting your knight on the backward side board. I like to pretend this wasn't here. You can put your knight and it would be an outpost where it wouldn't be attacked. But this pawn is here, so I'm not moving it there. There's also the other outpost on b4. So b4 and d4, two outposts. He develops his light squared bishop to b2. I develop my bishop, and now both he and I are ready to castle. So we castle. Knight c4. What the hell did I move to? Oh, he moves to knight to c4. Okay, that was okay. He can either go to a5 or b6, or he's looking over at this square over here, e5. I have my knight also protecting the e5 square. He has his knight f3 also thinking about this square. So a6. Why a6? You know what? That wasn't the smartest move. I guess that's normal. It's kind of on automatic. Of course, you're playing a 2-minute game, so normally I put my by the 6th move I put my square on my a pawn on 6 to protect against the bishop, but it's not necessary. So it's not the greatest move. So I should have kept it on this stall to prevent him from coming to b6. But alright. He takes advantage. He attacks my c5 pawn. I attack his knight. Okay, now I remember the other reason for moving to a6. Preparation for b5 to support it to attack this knight. It's a little long, but it does the job. He pushes him back. Does it push him back? Yes. Now my b5 is protected by a6. So that was the reason. See, all the moves are kind of connected anyways. And now he's back to putting his knight on the side of the board, which is not the greatest thing to do. Because there's not much, the area that the knight can attack is not that great. It's very limited. Alright, so I take his pawn. Should I have? No, I'm not sure that it was the greatest move, but all right. In a way, it's attacking both the knight or so. I take back. Now I could have moved up this d5 and have the bishop attack that pawn, while I have the knight also attacking the b4 pawn, and it gives. But that part of the problem is allows bishop to c4 to be more effective. That's the only thing. Well, he has a beat on my knight with his bishop was queen to c2. I decide to attack his queen, b times b4. He moves it out the way to c3. Let's see. Remember, threats, checks, captures. He's threatening the knight, but I'm protected by the bishop. I could overprotect it, but then I lose protection of this b pawn. So the square is protected by the knight, but he could move his knight over to c2 to attack my knight. And I want to begin, and I want to move my rook over so I can attack this queen. So I put it to bishop to b7. All right. So my opponent does move his knight back to attack the knight on b4. In the meantime, why didn't I do c8? Oh, okay. I decided, since my knight is under attack, I probably should have attacked it. I probably should have played c8 first. So if he moves, okay, let's see. If I moved it, as I said, does he move it out the way? Yeah, he could move it to here. Bishop to d2. I have two pieces of, yeah, that was the idea. So I should have followed my instinct, but oops. I didn't do that. I stupidly attacked, and he went back. So I lost my ability to attack with the rook and knight. That was dumb of me. Now all he has to do is just move away. So okay. That's what happens when you play a fast game. See, the fast games are it's a way different game than the you're playing mostly on instinct rather than thinking about more moves. Alright, let me take with the other. I could have taken it with the bishop, but I took it with the knight. What was I trying to do with the knight? I guess my next move was, okay, attacking the rook, the queen, with my rook being protected by the knight. But he went to attack this empty square. He puts this knight, if let's just say I move here, right? That was his idea. It's an outpost. The knight has an outpost because it's being protected by this bishop. So he increases the attack range of his knight by putting it in the center like that. Alright, so I go with my plan, but he's not paying attention to my plan, or he doesn't think very much of my plan. Yeah. Let's see. I thought of putting the bishop on f6, but that's why I didn't do it, because his knight is being protected by the bishop. I take back the knight, and then where are we? I guess I could ask for it. I'm up 2 pieces. I'm being stupid. And I could take it. I could have played that. This winning. Didn't have enough time. At this point, he has 34 seconds. I have 17 seconds. So he attacks my queen. Try to get out the way. He then attacks my knight. I put it back. He makes a blunder. I take his queen. But I only have 10.5 seconds. He has 14.1 seconds to attack his bishop. I only have enough time to make the closer moves to me. So, well, make a long range move. I'm on the defensive here. I'm not playing very poised. I could have taken his knight at this point. Instead of moving h6, well, I would have run out of time. I was running out of time. So he takes back. I have the queen right in the middle of the board. Yep. I try to escape it. He doesn't see it. Now I could have taken it, but at this point he doesn't have a queen. I take it, and he only can block. Checkmate. But I didn't have time to do all that stuff. Oh man. See, I ended up knight to d4. What happened? Yeah, that's what I should have done. Even though I didn't have time. I would have run out of time anyway. Crap. So I move back. And ends up taking it. I probably should have taken it with the bishop. That way. Okay. At least that. That I'm still winning. Yeah. I run out of time. I tried to. I was trying to get his back rank, but I didn't have enough time to really think it through. Alright. So I lost that game. Damn. Alright. Let's check out the third game that we played today. Then we'll call it. We'll call it quits. Yeah, my voice is getting tired. I need to develop practice, talking and playing at the same time, and gaining strength with my voice as I do this. Let's see. Let's go back to stats. Okay. One more. All right. Let's wait for it to load. Alrighty. Okay. And this time I won on time. I play white. E4. I saw the Caracan. I thought we were going to play the classical line. So I developed the to center. He attacks the center. I again protect the center. He attacks it. I attack back now. I thought he was going to go here, and then we were going to play the classic line that my professor taught me, and I'd gone over a lot, but he decided not to. He decided this line. This is the Karpov line, I think it's called. Caracan main line. Oh, it's one of the main lines, yeah. At this point, why? Yeah, he's got his knight on c6. We've moved our knight twice already. We've violated the guidelines. Well, let's see. Knight c3. We're protecting, but again, he moves the pawn. He doesn't develop a piece. So we're free to attack. So we move the knight second, and then he attacks. He develops his knight f6, which is attacking the knight on at e4. So we might as well take it off the board, and he takes it with e5. And both our kings are exposed. A light squared bishop is free to move to possibly f5 or g4. Also, the dark squared bishop is open. Same for me. My light squared bishop is open. Dark squared bishop is open. So it's still a solid defense. Good opening. After that, I try to get the pawn chain working. So dark squared pawn chain. He attacks it at the top with c5. I protect it with bishop to e3. Knight t6, again attacking the center. I'm trying to develop my bishop now so I can get ready to castle. Something happened at f5. Okay. He develops a piece. I develop another piece. I probably should have taken it with a knight, because the problem was previously by taking with the pawn I leave the king open. He comes with b4 check. So if I'd taken it with the knight, let's see, he takes back with a knight, I take back with a bishop, I'm okay. But I left myself wide open by doing the wrong take. So he went to bishop b4, and at this point, if let's say I move one of these, if I move one of the protectors of this d4 pawn, I'm going to lose the pawn. So that's why I decided the best move is to step aside rather than castle. I couldn't castle out of check. So now again, I just to show you. If I move the knight, okay, he has two against one. So if I take the knight, here he goes. Now he has two pieces against one piece. I'm defending with two pieces, but he's in the driver's seat. He can also bring one more piece into the attack, so 3 against 2. So if I were to castle at this point, I would lose the knight, and I'm down +4. I'm down one minor piece, and that's major. I'm also down 3 pawns. So, and the other way, had I taken, let's say, move the bishop, same principle. If I take back, queen, and 2 pieces against 1. If I castle, I lose the bishop. So there again. So that was the position I put myself in. So, oops, I didn't mean to start the. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. All right, let's go from where we stopped off. So he castles. I try to push the bishop away. He goes to b5. He's still in line. I can't castle now. I push the pawn forward to attack his knight. He goes knight to e5. I take his knight. He takes it back. Got this pawn pushing, but I got a big weakness in my position by not being able to castle, not being able to properly attack my defend my back rank. So I try to, this is not, that's a good move. I mean, if I take it, he'll take it. Not the best position. I try to move his bishop off. Moves to c7. Remember, so he's got 42 seconds. I still have more time. 1 minute and 22 seconds. I try to at least get the rook into an open file. Attack his bishop. See, he protects it. I attack it again with the pawn. He can take the pawn and take his rook. He takes back, and that that was the idea. However, he can land his bishop here, but I can land for a checkmate. That's what I was trying for, but let's see. He also recognizes that I'm doing that, so I have to change my plans. No, I take his rook because my instinct is that his back rank is also not as well protected, but I can't exactly. I try to push his queen off. I don't have much of a shot. Bishop to g5. Try to move his. What's the idea? If he takes the bishop, I can queen, and then I take it. That doesn't work because, again, I don't have anything protecting my. So this, I'm going down. It looks as if I'm going down, but again, he has 22 seconds. I have 1 minute and 9 seconds, so I can kind of play around with some moves until he runs out of time, because he actually has to figure out how to end the game in victory for himself. So I move g3. Now he could have, if he had seen this, he could take my rook for free, but he didn't, thankfully. So I realized my mistake. I moved to king g1. He takes the pawn. He has 15 seconds. I take back. All I have to do is just protect myself, and I get out of it. Oh, wait, how the hell did? Okay, I went from a seriously troublesome position. Why did he move a6? I don't know. But he could have taken the rook. He didn't see it. He was concentrating on this pawn. So I move my king to protect the rook. He takes back. I take it. And now I'm okay, despite my not being able to castle. I move my king up. Tries to attack. He's attacking this pawn. a3. I don't care about that pawn. So he takes it. What's my next? Besides, he has 15 seconds to come up with a move. I attack his bishop. That's what I was thinking about. He moves it. I can attack it again. I'm also attacking that pawn and the bishop at the same time. He protects the bishop, taking my pawn. I take the pawn and also attack this bishop. He has 10 seconds left. I still have 1:04. He moves rook to a5. That was blunder. He was supposed to move the bishop back here. And then I probably would have moved the rook to force him to not be able to move this. He could have, but again, he has, he would have run out of time. Okay, so anyway, he blunders. I take his pawn, and he's run out of time. And that's how I won the game. All right. It's been a lovely afternoon. Thank you everyone for sticking around and watching the video. I'm going to use this time to get better at the craft of being a host of a chess show. So hopefully you enjoyed the puzzles. Hopefully you enjoyed the games. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section, and I will see it and I will respond to it. And I will see you until next time. Take care, and goodbye, everybody. Have a healthy, happy weekend. Thank you. Take care.